Hello friends, welcome to Biohack. I am Solanki and in this channel we will mainly learn class 11 and 12 biology syllabus and we will also prepare for Neet. So today we will learn blood. Let's see now what is blood. Blood is a specialized connective tissue. So what is blood? It is a connective tissue. Next we will see from where this blood is formed. Blood is formed from red bone marrow. Okay, it is formed from red bone marrow. Now this process of formation of blood from the red bone marrow is called hemopoiesis. What is it called? It is called hemopoiesis. Okay, and the pH of blood is slightly alkaline, nearly 7.4. Okay, now we will see the components of blood. Blood is mainly composed of two things, that is plasma. One is plasma, which is the liquid part, and formed elements, that is the cells. Formed elements. Plasma, it constitutes almost 55% and formed elements 45%. So we will now see plasma. In plasma there are three components. It is mainly composed of water, 90 to 95% water. Okay. Next it is composed of proteins, 6 to 8%, and some ions. Okay. Now we will see the proteins. There are three types of proteins in plasma: albumin, globulin, and fibrinogen. Okay, this albumin, what is the function of this albumin? Albumin is mainly concerned with osmotic balance. It helps in osmotic balance. Osmotic balance, and thus maintains the pH of blood. Okay, globulin. Three types of globulin we have: alpha, beta, and gamma. Alpha and beta globulin helps in transportation. Okay, and gamma globulin, this helps in immune response. Why? Because gamma globulin, we know, forms antibodies. Now this fibrinogen. Fibrinogen helps in blood clotting. It helps in blood clotting. Now we will see ions. What are the ions present? There are four types of ions, mainly magnesium, calcium, chloride, and sodium. Okay. Apart from these, there are certain soluble substances present in blood, that is soluble substances, glucose, amino acids, and certain lipids. Okay. Now we will see what is serum. What is serum? Serum is plasma minus clotting factor. if we remove the clotting factor from plasma, then we will get serum. Okay. Now we will go to the formed elements part. Let's wrap the plasma portion. Okay, now we will see formed elements or the cells present in blood. There are three types of cells in blood, that is erythrocyte or RBC, leukocyte or WBC, and thrombocyte or platelets. Okay. Now we will go through each one of them. First we will see erythrocyte. Erythrocyte. Here we will see some points which are very important for Neet. So we will look into each one of them. First point, it is biconcave. Biconcave. Okay. RBC is biconcave. Next, mature RBC. Mature RBC is anucleated. Anucleated means mature RBC does not have a nucleus. Okay. Next, RBCs have a iron containing complex protein which is called hemoglobin. Hemoglobin. Okay. Now, in this hemoglobin there are 4 heme particles. 4 heme. Okay. And in this the iron is present in Fe2 plus state, that is ferrous state, Fe2 plus state. Okay. Now we will see the number of RBCs present in blood. It is 5 to 5.5 million per cubic millimeter of blood. Okay. 5 to 5.5 million per cubic millimeter of blood. Now let's see what is the process of synthesis of RBC called. It is called erythropoiesis. Erythropoiesis, like hemopoiesis, this is called erythropoiesis. Okay. Now next point, we all know it is formed from red bone marrow in adults. In adults, RBC is formed from red bone marrow. Red bone marrow. Okay. In embryo. In embryo, it is formed from yolk sac. It is formed from yolk sac. And in late embryonic stage, it is formed in liver. Okay. That is before 3 months, it is formed in liver, from liver. Okay. Okay. Now, erythrocyte is formed from this. Okay. Now we will see the graveyard of RBC. Graveyard of RBC is spleen. Erythrocyte dies lifespan is 120 days. After 120 days, it goes to spleen and dies. Okay. Now we will see the fate of RBC. Fate of RBC. Okay. First of all, RBC is formed red bone marrow. From red bone marrow, RBC is formed. Next, this RBC goes to spleen and splits into heme plus globin after 120 days. After 120 days, this RBC goes to spleen and splits into heme plus globin. This heme again recycles and goes back to red bone marrow, and again RBC is formed. This cycle continues, and this globin goes to liver and splits into bilirubin and biliverdin. Okay, this is the fate of RBC. One more point we will see here, that is 100 ml of blood contains 12 to 16 grams of hemoglobin. Okay, 100 ml of blood contains 12 to 16 gram of hemoglobin. So we have seen erythrocyte portion. Now we will go to leukocyte or WBC. Leukocyte or WBC. Okay. Leukocyte is of two types, that is granulocyte and agranulocyte. Granulocyte and agranulocyte. As the name is suggesting, granulocyte means the cells which contains granules, and agranulocytes means those which doesn't contain any granule. Now this granulocyte is divided into, here we will learn a mnemonics. Remember this one, bench, B-E-N-G. G. Okay. Now this B stands for basophil. Okay. E stands for eosinophil. And N stands for neutrophil. And G stands for granulocyte. Okay. So basophil, eosinophil and neutrophil. Bench, B-E-N and G for granulocyte. Okay, now we will see basophil. Basophil, as the name is suggesting, it takes basic stain. Eosinophil is also called acidophil. So it takes acidic stain. And neutrophil takes both stains. Okay. Now basophil releases 3 types of chemicals, that is serotonin, histamine and heparin. Serotonin, histamine and heparin. Okay. This serotonin is involved in vasoconstriction. It helps in vasoconstriction. Histamine, it helps in vasodilation. And thus it also causes inflammation. Okay. And heparin is a natural anticoagulant present in blood. Okay. Now this basophil is present almost 0.5 to 1%. This is present, eosinophil is present 2 to 3%. Neutrophil almost 60%. This is most abundant. Neutrophil almost 60%. Okay. Now we will see eosinophil. What is the function of eosinophil? It mainly helps in allergic reactions, plus parasitic infections. During these 2 types of reactions, eosinophil increases. Okay. Neutrophil, what does it do? It helps in phagocytosis. It mainly helps in phagocytosis. Now let us see agranulocyte. Here we will also remember a mnemonics, that is M L A. M for, it stands for monocyte. L stands for lymphocyte. And A stands for agranulocyte. Okay. So agranulocyte, MLA, monocyte, lymphocyte, and A stands for agranulocyte. So agranulocyte is divided into 2 parts, monocyte and lymphocyte, 2 types of cells. First of all, monocyte. Monocyte also helps in phagocytosis. Just like neutrophil, monocyte also helps in phagocytosis. So here one question may come in Neet, that is, which cells help in phagocytosis? Neutrophil plus monocyte, both helps in phagocytosis. Okay. Now we will come to lymphocyte. 25 to 30%. Okay. Lymphocyte is of 2 types, B lymphocyte and T lymphocyte. B and T lymphocyte. B lymphocyte is again divided into 2 types, plasma cell and memory cell. Plasma cell and memory cell. This plasma cell, from this plasma cell we get antibodies. Okay. B lymphocyte is divided into 2, plasma cell and memory cell. From this plasma cell we get antibodies. And T lymphocyte. This T lymphocyte originates from red bone marrow, but only this T lymphocyte matures in thymus. This point is important and we must remember it matures in thymus. Okay. T lymphocyte is again divided into 4 types: TC, TH, TR and TM. Okay. TC, T cytotoxic, TC, T cytotoxic, it destroys direct destruction. It helps in direct destruction. Okay. TH means T helper. It destructs with the help of somebody. And TR, T regulator, which regulates this process, which regulates both these processes. And TM, which is T memory. Okay. Now we have seen completed leukocyte. Okay. Next we will go to thrombocyte. Thrombocyte or platelets. So now we will see thrombocyte. Thrombocyte or platelet. These thrombocytes are not cells, these are mainly cell fragments. These are not cells, these are cell fragments. Next, this thrombocyte is formed from special cells called megakaryocyte. These are special cells present in bone marrow. Okay, megakaryocyte. These are present almost 1.5 to 3 lakh per cubic millimeter of blood. Okay, these are present 1.5 to 3 lakhs per cubic millimeter of blood. Next, this thrombocyte mainly helps in blood clotting. It mainly helps in blood clotting. If this thrombocyte or platelets in blood decreases, then it will cause clotting disorder, and it will lead to excessive blood loss from the body. Okay, if platelet decreases, it will lead to clotting disorder and this will cause excessive blood loss from the body. So we have completed this, the formed elements and plasma. Now we will see some of the disorders caused due to the increase and decrease of the cells or formed elements. Disorders. Number 1, erythrocyte. Number 2, leukocyte. And number 3, thrombocyte. what happens when erythrocyte increases? When erythrocyte increases, it leads to polycythemia. Polycythemia. When it decreases, we all know it causes anemia. Okay? When erythrocyte concentration increases, it causes polycythemia, and when it decreases in blood, it causes anemia. Next, when leukocyte increases, it causes leukocytosis, and when it decreases, it causes leukocytopenia. When leukocyte increases, it causes leukocytosis, and when it decreases, it causes leukocytopenia. Next, when thrombocyte increases, again it causes thrombocytosis, and when it decreases, it causes thrombocytopenia. Okay, thrombocytosis when increases, and when decreases, it causes thrombocytopenia. Okay, we have come to the end. So if you like this channel, please subscribe and share it with your friends.